And we're back with another Pro video. Today we're going to be covering KJ on Pearl. But before we do that, make sure you drop a like, hit that sub button, and enjoy the video. Starting off towards the B site, I'm going to show you the best KJ setup, and I'm going to tell you why it's the best. Starting off with our turret, we're going to throw a turret right here in this corner of street, just like so. Now essentially what this KJ turret does is it holds all of the street walk up if they were to come through mid door, unless there's a smoke here obviously. But this is a really good turret because a lot of ciphers, even duelists sometimes, such as Reyna or so, like to lurk up mid door. So this will get you that information that somebody is walking down street. And the turret's information is really good because you know that there's one less player towards long. So if you wanted to fight long and you outnumber them, it should win in your favor if you use the correct utility. Now with our turret on street, we're going to talk about our alarm bot. There's a few locations you could place your alarm bot. One being right in the choke right here. If you want to play very, very passive, one being directly right here. And if you're really feeling passive, you can place that alarm bot screen and then swing off of it from CT or back hall. And that would look just like this. That way nobody can play screen without either being vulnerable or being known of position. What I like to do is I like to place my alarm bot right here. And now for our mollies. Our first nanoswarm is going right next to the alarm bot here. That way if I were to pop this, any player who likes to tuck here when they're entering is now going to be fried from the molly. And if you're playing something passive like Pillar, he's going to run directly into your crosshair. Now after we throw this molly, the second molly I would use is one of two options. You have this side of the choke. That way it cancels a screen push unless they take a lot of damage, which is really beneficial for your team. Or what I like to do is I like to place my second molly right around here. That way, if they do go for the plant, they're going to get fully cooked and they have to go back hall. And if you have a player back hall, they should run directly into that player's crosshair. If they don't whiff, it should be a free kill. If you're alone towards B, I would place my turret on top of screen. And I would place my alarm bot right here, usually where you would have a cipher trip. And in this scenario, if you're alone, typically I would hold my mollies. I wouldn't throw them down because the turret has long information, okay? It's very, very distant. So if you see someone all the way long, you don't know if they're close or not, so they could walk up and they could shoot your mollies. So what I like to do is play full information. If there's somebody long spotted by the turret, then I would instantly calm that and I have one person pull a rotate, and only one. You don't need your whole team rotating because you said, oh, they're B. What you realistically need to say is one B because you don't know how many are there. And then the last KJ setup I would use is I would put my turret right here on top of bridge. I'd put my alarm bot right here. I'd put a molly right here. And I would hold my second molly and play back hall. This way I can swing off my turret. Or I could play full information, have my turret make contact and still be passive. And then my alarm bot, if they hit the alarm bot, you could pop this molly here to stop the plant and or push. And you could sit here and hold back hall. And if that doesn't work, if I'm from right here, lined up with this, I'd bounce my molly with a running throw off of the T. And now I'm able to stop the plant if they try to plant for long. Now let's say you have two sentinels and you want to play KJ towards mid. That's perfectly fine. Towards mid, I'd place my turret right here in Art Link. And I would place my alarm bot right off the barrier right next to mid doors. This works best if you have an operator either on A or B to get you that long information so you don't necessarily have to lock down that site. For our mollies in this situation, realistically you don't have a good spot to place them, so I would just hold them and use them reactively and proactively, such as stopping bomb plant, stopping the team flood, something to actually benefit your team rather than just yourself or go for a kill with. A different mid setup, I know this gets smoked off a lot where I am right now in connector, and also this gets smoked off, so placing your turret right here, and then running over to art before the barrier drops, which would be right here, and just placing your alarm bot right here with a jump throw. Now essentially we have the same exact setup, we just swapped where our turret and our alarm bot are. That way they can't pre-fire the alarm bot every round or pre-fire the turret every round if you keep swapping it up like this. Now for our A setup. There's two different turret spots that are really beneficial for your team. Both of them are holding art. One is on top of this box as an off angle, and the second one right in this corner of art link. Now for our alarm bot, I would place my alarm bot right here on the entrance of the choke. I would place one molly on this side, And I would place one molly on this side. That way, if they trigger the alarm bot, this is going to stop their push fully. Now for a different setup for our alarm bot mollies, we can place our alarm bot right here in church. And we can place our mollies a little bit deeper, kind of where these checkers are. And right here. Now if anyone wants to go church, they should 100% die if they stay towards church. After we place that alarm bot, we're going to go right next to default, and we're going to place our molly directly right here. This way, if they go to plant, and for the second molly, I would hold it, and in this type of situation, I would normally be playing towards dugout or secret. Dugout is spammable. This works best in the scenario though, because you could just jump and throw another molly on default and stop the plant again. Enough about defense, let's get to attack. Starting off towards the A site, you can place your turret right here off the start where barrier is, only if you want to make no noise when you're going towards A. And then another very good flank turret right here, but you also make noise, is placing it right here at the end of the slope. The reason why I'm placing it so far up is because if an enemy comes from our flank and they walk all the way up here and they see no turret, no alarm bot, anything, oh, okay, they have nothing for flank. So then they would try to walk up here or something, and then the turret would spot them, and you know he's either going to commit flank or he's going to take a very long time wrapping all the way back to art. So after we have this turret here, typically you won't have a brimstone on this map, so not all three positions will be smoked off. But, for instance you do, then you would save your mollies for post plant and use them for the bomb. But let's say you only have like an Astra or an Omen. They would smoke maybe Flower and Link. After those are smoked, this is where your mollies would come in hand. You could sit here and you could molly all the way deep secret. Now essentially this acts as a smoke. Yes, they could still come out here, but they're taking damage now. After we throw our first molly towards secret, then the second molly that we have would go towards the bomb. And we would try to play time. Now let's talk about mid. If I'm going to go towards mid as a lurk, I would place my turret outside A, like so. Now from here, if you want to go towards art, you would place your alarm bot right next to mid door. This gives you a lot of room to work on the map. You have all this A info, and now you have all of this space that you can be within to have this mid door info. For instance, if I somehow make it all the way up here and get into their connector, my alarm bot is still up. My turret's going to go down. In this situation, our team would most likely be on B and or right along B lane. Now let's say instead of art, we're going to lurk through street. The turret I would place is right here in shops. This holds our flank from all the way B main, and it holds our top mid flank as well. Now with this setup, you can place your alarm bot either connector here, or you can place your alarm bot right here outside of art. And this is where you play passively towards mid door. Same thing, you would save your mollies for post plant. Realistically, if you get the right lurk off, then you can have a really good post plant. Now let's say we're headed towards B. B is the trickiest spot to place your turret because you either have to be B long the entire round in order to have your flank watched, or if you're all playing towards site, you can place it on pillar. And now this only holds up to this part of your flank, which is really late information. And you want that early information if somebody's flanking. So best case scenario, we're going to place our turret right here. This way, if somebody is flanking, you get the early information, which is what we want more. Now, although this turret doesn't allow us to play towards screen or back hall, it doesn't mean you're out of the fight. You still have your mollies for the post plant, and or you can place your alarm bot either heaven, link, or even CT. But essentially for the B site, you don't need 3 smokes. What you would do is you would smoke heaven and link, and then you would fight for CT on every scenario. Or vice versa, you can smoke CT and heaven, and you can fight towards link. Let's say that's where you come and play with your mid lurk, and now you have a crunch from you here and your team here. That's pretty much all I got for you guys today. If you want to see KJ on a different map, make sure to let me know down below. And if you want to see a different agent on this map, please let me know that as well down below. Other than that, I've been Chris the Cookie, otherwise known as CG Cock. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Peace, peace.